Wow.
We begin our tour of the museum. This well
1847.
was
How
dug
many years
in
is that?
1847
About
and it usually
170.
changes colors
So,
3 times in a year as dictated by the lagoon.
Sometimes green, sometimes brown, sometimes thick milk. So it's also changed.
so the water is directly from the lagoon.
Well,
Wow, let's see how it looks.
A barracoon is usually very dark, and for us to see what is left of this, we needed more light.
Okay, thank you.
where we are standing, then call this place inspection room. If the European come to buy slaves here, that's the inner cell that we'll be visiting later. Somebody will go in there. After the 40 slave inside here, they bring the slave as I'm standing. The European will check the eyes, check the dentition, heave the slave instrument, turn the slave around. What do they want? They want a fit slave because he or she is going to work where they're taking them to. So then call this place inspection room. Some old slave, they call them macaroni because they could not work. So they want a young chap that will work in the
Work for
plantation.
them.
Yeah. This is the real picture of Siriki Williams Abbas, the man that owned this compound. You notice he now added his bad name, Faremi. When he came back, he started adding his own name, but then slave have no name. You bear your master's name. That's why most of our brothers and sisters in diaspora, if they come down here, after taking them around, the next thing you see them sharing tears. Why do they share tears? Simply because the first thing they take away from the slave were their identity. Slave bear their master's name. And it's so pity, we Africans, we don't even like to bear our names. Forgetting our name tells story, our name have history.
We had a little demonstration of how slaves were chained together in order to keep them working.
Then put this at the ankle
Okay.
for the first slave. Then the second slave. Okay, this straight rod were being passed from this edge
Down.
to this edge. They put their padlock.
Yeah, at the edge there.
Okay, so it's not possible two of us to run at the same time. So there's gonna be a kind of relationship between two of us, and sometimes it injure the ankle of the slave.
Exactly.
You know, because slaves have to carry this on their feet as long as the master wants it
to be there.
You understand? So you cannot just penetrate our land and force us as well as a slave. It is we, our forefather, that sold ourselves into slavery. It's not as if the European just came with corn, though they too they have their fault. Because it's then that pierced our mouth. When they got there, they put ropes on the slave neck and hung them on the gallows. They died. It's then that practice that. But our own here is to sell the slaves to them so that they were the one that doing those bad acts to the slaves. You
Who
understand?
were these slaves? Were they people from the same community?
So what's happened? This place is just like a exit.
Okay.
They get their slave from the interland. You know, we have some set of people known as slave raiders. Their job is to go to the villages, okay, searching for slave. Like if you, like Ajayi Crowder, while Ajayi Crowder narrated his own story, he too was captured as late at 12 years old. He said that with money, they were about going to farm with the father, the mother, and the raider just came and took away the parents. Different kind of people just take, and they've never seen themselves again. They put ropes on their neck and they march them away as a slaves.
slaves. Wow.
Here in Badagry, children were being given as Jara extra fee. If you buy like 200 slaves, they give you 2 children for you to come back and buy slaves. While their mother busy working on the farm, they tie like 300 children together like this and they put padlock so that they will not be able to disturb their mother while working. Let me show you a bottle. Look at this bottle. Can you see the age of this bottle?
1873.
Were you born then?
I don't.
No.
Not at all.
Okay, so the European will give you 1 bottle full of alcohol with this. You give them 10 human beings. You see that window? That's where ventilation comes in here. And 40 slaves inside there. Those 40 slaves, they poop here, they urinate here. Imagine if the women were menstruating. Imagine the odor. Imagine how many slaves will have died inside this compound. That's why I tell people that comes around that you guys are not here to catch fun, but just to feel what the people of the past have felt.
Chief William Seriki Abbas died on the 11th of June 1919 and was buried in a tomb in the compound.
They share blood on our roof.
And before exiting the museum, our tour guide takes us on this musical journey.
are the drum, black nation. We Africans, we are not slaves. I know apes. We are the image of Olodumare. We Africans, we are not subhuman. We are so superior.